Hello and welcome! This is Mouse Gunner, and after doing my first impression video of Dead Cells, I have been playing it quite a bit in my free time, and been really enjoying it, so much so that I'd like to cover it in a series. Now, because I already did a first impression video of the game, Dead Cells, I'm not going to be going in a lot of detail on how the game works, because I feel like I've already covered that. But I am going to go over some things that I've learned since that video, because playing it more, I have learned some things. First thing I'm going to do, though, is I'm going to change to a different save slot. So you have a few different choices. So this is somewhat similar to what you see with Binding of Isaac. And this should make it so that when I start a new game, I will have zero progression, because there are some story elements and things that go on in the game that I want you guys to be able to see from the very beginning. And it does give you an idea of how the game's played if you haven't seen my first impressions video. Alright, so we're going to start off in the prisoner's cells, getting crapped out of the sewer of whatever, or whatever that is that we get crapped out of, and we inhabit the body of this decapitated prisoner. Okay, so this is giving us a little bit of a tutorial. So main weapon is X. You can also use the right bumper to open doors normally. Lost our head now, did we? Well, nothing to say for yourself? Oh, well, yes, I see the problem. We don't have a head. I suppose you didn't think to find yourself back here. But surely, you must have noticed. You can no longer die. I still don't understand. It was like this with the others for a while. Alright, so you can do better than this. Alright, so this is going to start the play session just as we've seen in the past. So I can choose between a wooden shield or a bow. I always choose the bow. It fits my playing style better. I don't really find blocking all that useful. And we're going to be jumping right in. Now, I will have no progression of any kind, so I'm going to be picking up a lot of blueprints probably early on, but also we won't have the advantages of dying and getting our gold back like I had in my other playthroughs that I've been doing in streams lately that I'm used to. Alright, some things I have learned though since my first impression video. With a ranged weapon, when you attack, the shots that you get back, you have to actually recover. You see how the arrow came back to me? If that arrow did not come back to me, let's just shoot some of these arrows off. I will eventually run out of ammo, but you notice how they keep coming back to me. Well, we'll know when I attack an enemy, if I don't kill the enemy, the arrow will stay stuck in them. So let me try and find an enemy first. And we'll see that that is indeed the case. So the trick of it is, if you're fighting a boss, let's say, if you don't... And I've actually figured out what these things are. It says tickle when you're on it, and it's like a little bubbly goo pile. I actually know what that's for, but I'm not going to spoil it at this point. But in my streams and other plays, I'd have figured out some things. There are other things I have not figured out, where the little things that say rub, I haven't figured out how to use those yet. Okay. So we have an item here, greed shield. Again, I don't like shield, so I'm just going to ignore that. All right, so watch. Well, let's not get hit here. Watch the bow. Notice that the arrow gets stuck in him, and it does not come back to me. So if you're fighting a boss, the trick is that until you kill them, you don't get the arrows back. So if they have a lot of health, your ranged weapons are going to run out of usefulness. So now that we've killed that enemy, I'll get my arrows back. Kind of hard to showcase when you have things attacking you. That's kind of a hard ledge to get up on. There we go. But that's one thing to keep in mind that I didn't at first realize. At first I thought it was just a normal cooldown, but it's actually a special cooldown. Alright. Let's wait until these guys are roughly together. Okay. Alright, the switch for that door is over this way. I'm just gonna have to ignore that guy for now, because I can't get to him. Okay, we open the door. Now we can get up there. Ooh, shield, don't want to deal with that right now. And if you attack somebody with your bow and you run away, you know, it's kind of problematic because you're not going to get those arrows back until you kill the opponent that you shot full of arrows. All right, we're going to wait for the shield to come past me. All right. And I get myself a throwing knife. I prefer that over the bow. The reason being is the throwing knife automatically targets the closest enemy. That's another thing that I didn't realize until later. And that makes the throwing knife so much more valuable because, as you can see, I'm throwing up at that opponent rather than... And we'll see the same thing here, I'll throw down. Now, sometimes you will miss. A lot of it depends on whether you have an actual... It can be a little bit tricky to get the lock on. This time we're actually getting it. Okay, we get another blueprint here. Now, the important things about blueprints is you actually have to live to use them. Oh. Gotta be careful there. And you have to take them to the collector, or you don't keep them. So if I died now, I would not get that blueprint. Oh, I timed that badly. I was going to shoot an arrow at him, but it popped me up a little bit. I'm not used to it doing that, though. Okay, we'll wait until he turns around. Attacking the door will stun him. Oh, yeah, I can't wait here. I'm just going to have to go down. All right. So outside that little bit of dumb damage that I took, we're doing not too bad. I'm not going exactly fast, but... For this first playthrough, I'm going to try and be a little bit more thorough over trying to be fast. Alright, I always like to go health first if I haven't gotten any other level ups. Alright. I'm kind of going past some things that I feel like I missed out on. Or did I not? Did I go everywhere? It seems like I missed those couple dudes there. Now, the main reason I'd want to go to them is to kill them and get whatever cells I may be able to get out of their bodies. I'm still noticing some problems with slowdown in the game. Hopefully that is something that will be remedied in time. Alright, so we can eat the carrot and get our health back. And this is one of the things that I don't know what it does yet. It says rub, and then it does that. I have no clue what that does, but it's possible that it's something that we have to unlock later, just like the tickle goo. Ah, there we go. That's a jump that you just barely have enough height on your double jump to get, so it's a little tricky. At least for me it is. Alright, so we're going to want to go this way. Possible there's a path that I missed out on earlier, but that's okay. Just take care of this guy right away. Ah, ooh, well, good, I did avoid that. Alright. Nah, I should have rolled. I was just about to, and I didn't time it right. That's things that we're gonna get down. And I feel like with the time I put into it, I'm getting better. Okay, so this is another thing that's changed. No longer is the ramparts always the second level. I think it's now the Promenade of the Condemned is the new second level. And I think that's probably more appropriate, because I felt like the ramparts was quite a bit of an uptick of difficulty. Now, I don't think that area up there we can do anything with, but I didn't go to the shop, so I might as well go there, see what we can get. We only have 1100, but it might be worth taking a look. Alright, I can get a grenade level 2. Enemies hit, explode upon death, 28 damage. Alright, I don't think that's necessarily anything that I want to get. So, I'm just going to go back to the teleporter, and we'll teleport out of here, because that is as far as we're going to go. Now, you'll note that there's parts of the map that I can't get to. Well, that is where the progression comes in. Something I can't get this playthrough, but next playthrough, maybe I will. Alright, we're going to go to the Promenade of the Condemned. Okay, so. Our first encounter with the Collector. You again. Interesting. I'm the Collector, and I'm about the closest thing to company you will get down here. In exchange for the cells you pillage from your foes, I can provide you with a few useful items. If you uncover any blueprints, I may be able to provide you with some more experimental items. Okay, so the blueprints that we got now are unlockable items to us. Unfortunately, we do need to get healing level 1, so it forces us to get that upgrade. We cannot do any other upgrade outside of that. So, I personally think the healing potion is very important, so we'll go ahead and invest in that, get it unlocked. So now that's going to open up a number of things. First off, we get the next level of healing potion that we can get. We have gold recovery, which is important, but I don't think important for this playthrough, perhaps. We could get a blood sword right now, and if I unlock that, it would give it to me. And then, I believe this is one thing that's different as well. And it threw me off the first time I played this after the release version, which is what I'm playing now, came out. And that is that these are buffs. When it has the 2 arrows up, that's a buff. You're not unlocking the weapon, you're just making it better. So increased damage plus 5%. That I wasn't used to, because that's not the way that the game worked in the demo version. So the blood sword doesn't have those arrows, so that would not be a buff. This would just be a straight unlock of the weapon. And we do need to unlock 11 more items to be able to do the random melee weapon, and we need 1 more item to be able to do the random starter bow. I'm tempted to do the gold recovery. It's only 25% at this level. And maybe we save the blood sword for another run. Yeah. Because when you unlock an item, you get it, like, the second you unlock it. So maybe it's better to save that for another run, one that we have a better chance of doing well. I will put a couple cells into it, though. Everything you buy here is yours forever. Not even death can take it from you. Simply put it, if you want more power, then bring me more cells. Now, prisoner, out of my sight. Your presence grows tiring. Okay, and that is pretty much the Collector for you. And then we have the refill of the potion. Really, this refills your health as well. So if you've taken any damage, even if you don't need a refill of your potion, good call to do that. Alright, so now we're going to go on to the Promenade of the Condemned. And this is going to change quite a bit of the style of the gameplay as well. As I have experienced this, I did a stream of this the day before the launch of the game. So now we have a little bit more careful platforming involved, as we have spikes. Now, I am personally not as big of a fan of this element. Oh, and I am already screwing it up. Ooh, that was close. But I think it's something I can get used to. Okay, so I can go down, and it looks like I can get back up. Yeah. I want to be careful of areas that may happen. Okay, we've got a tickle, so that's as far as we can go there. Now, fortunately, if this works the same way it did the last time I played, then our opportunity to be able to do stuff with that tickle is going to be coming up soon. Okay, that bleed may pop him. There we go. There we go. Now we've got to go to aim at him. And I may be taking the slow-paced approach to things. And there's going to be new enemies, ones that I am not as familiar with in the other playthroughs I've done. And this white monster is an example of one of the tougher enemies in the game now. These bird, or I guess they're like dragonflies, are fairly easy to deal with if you have the throwing knives. Not so easy if you don't have the throwing knives, because remember, the throwing knives auto-target. Alright, I'm trying to think of how we're going to address the white dude. Oh, okay. What I might do is try and jump past here, and then jump up here. There we go. Now, I'll try and deal with the guy, the white guy. The trick with him is he can teleport around. I don't want to catch the green guy, though. And he's also a lot faster. So, we'll catch him that. Oh, see, as you just saw there. And the trap didn't even really hold him. Oh, man. In my haste to get away from him, I fell right onto the spikes. Okay, we're missing there. Now we're close enough to get the auto target. So, yeah, those guys are going to be hard to deal with because the trap doesn't really hold them. And they are darn fast. I think I've got the timing, though. You do a couple strikes, you dodge behind him, do a couple strikes, dodge behind him. It's kind of hard to deal with them, though, if they're... There we go. Alright, I think I can handle those guys. It just... it takes a lot of attention to deal with them. Uh-oh. Alright, so this is another element that's new. We've got him away from it, though, so that's good. So what is going on right now? Why was that guy... Why did the knives bounce off of him? Well, there is a new opponent that shields other enemies. It doesn't move, it just sits there and shields. So... when I was close to it, it could shield the other bad guys, and that's why I needed to draw that guy away. So you can see the effect right there, and that's the target right there, the guy that the little dummy. Okay, take care of that. I'm gonna have to deal with this first. Okay. Now they don't have shield. Now I can deal with them normally. Okay. Taking care of that bit. Now, another element that I have to do here that's a little bit different than I feel like the earlier level worked. Now, as long as I don't actually attack that one guy, he won't come specifically after me. But now that I have, now he's coming. Alright, we took care of him without losing any health. So that guy makes it so, you know, the careful approach of just taking them one at a time is a little bit trickier. Okay, so we have another shield. We'll just go ahead and kill that right now. Whoop. Have to pay attention, though. Okay. Get our health level up. Oop. He put it right next to me. Alright, there we go. So far, so good. Oh, I didn't throw that right. As far as items go, we don't have anything, I would say, spectacular at this point. So, it's going to be hard to deal with some elements of the game. Again, I have to remember that guy doesn't really get caught by that trap too much. But I did manage to hit him with it, which poisoned him, I believe. What is the effect of the trap? Yeah, poisons the victim. They also do a little bit of damage. So you see the green effect there? That's the poison. And then the red is bleed, which is what the throwing knife does. And also, I have noted that... let's see if we can get him to walk on that. There we go. Now, that time he got caught by it. I'm a little bit uncertain of why that happened. Okay, so we're going to want to jump up there. Throw some of those. Get him caught. Okay, so maybe if we get him caught initially, not right away, he won't teleport. Or we stay maybe on the same plane as he is. Alright, so we're going to have a little bit of... Ooh, that was close. Now, I fell for that another time. If you have a door like that, you're going to have to smash it to be able to get in it. Okay. I think I've gotten somewhat of the handle on the platforming. So, because I took my time, we're not going to be able to open that door. Considering that I was 11 minutes, 55 seconds late, I mean, I would have had to get there in 3.5 minutes, I think. Doable, but it would have taken a lot of rushing, in my opinion. Alright, we've taken a couple health upgrades at this point, actually 3. No, well, 2, yeah. So, because you start at level 1, we're going to go ahead and take a strength upgrade because our damage is, needs to be improved. I don't have a weapon at this point. Oh, yeah, we don't have anywhere to go there. Oh, I thought that was a drop for a second. Alright, so we haven't found... This may be the exit. I don't want to use it in case it is. Because I think there's something else that we may uncover here. Okay, so there might be a platforming area there. Let's check it out. Alright, so it's going to be some precise jumping. I can't see down clearly. There we go. So just with the right stick, I can look around with controller. I think just a normal jump should do that jump. Then a double jump there. Double jump there. Now we've got a teleporter, so we don't have to do that again. And, yep, we got to a chest. Perfect. Okay, and I just got my favorite weapon in the game, the electric whip, and it's electric whip level 3. So what it's going to do is plus 20% damage over its normal, and I get plus 1 strength. So, what that means is I just got a level up for my my normal weapon, which is the strength, by having this equipped. Now, if I get rid of it, I'll lose that, so I'll have to keep that in mind. But all things considered, I think it's very unlikely I'll be upgrading the electric whip, unless I get a better electric whip. Because as I was saying, in my opinion, the electric whip is the best weapon in the game. Okay. It's going up this way because we haven't explored it. And I like the combo of the throwing knife with the electric whip. The only thing that we're really missing out on is some good items. Okay. Some precise platforming needed. I think I'm starting to get the handle of that. We can come down this area. Oh. Nothing to see down there, I guess. Ah, now they're going to really throw the platforming at me. And these things do a ton of damage, so I'm going to really have to be quick about this. Stepping on the spikes is not as bad as getting hit by those things, so I'll take that. Alright. Here we go. I am nervous. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this in my first playthrough. Because this is a challenge area. And I was able to do it another time, but that was a time where I had more progression going in my favor. So what we're going to have is this elite dude, which is going to be hard to deal with. Ah, I didn't time that right. Ah! Ah! Oof. Okay, we won, which is good. I took a lot more damage than I should have. But what do we have? This rune permanently gives you the ability to grow climbable vines. That now we have the means to get to some of the areas we couldn't get to before. And I'm going to go ahead and drink my potion. because we did take a lot of damage there. And the little goo bubbles is where you build the vines. So now I'll be able to do that whenever I want. Okay, so we saw a goo bubble here. There we go. Vine. And up we can go. And now we have more progression than we did before. And this playthrough is going pretty damn well. I do want another teleporter so I can backtrack though. So let's see if we can find one without having to do that platforming. There it is. I don't think that that elevator was where I needed to go. I think I can backtrack safely back there. So I am going to go ahead and do so. And all that switch does is it recalls the elevator, I believe, if you... Okay. Okay. Go ahead. Okay, dead end that way. Oh, there might be a secret. I didn't really look. Now, you can see the secrets if you really are sharp-eyed. I've kind of figured that out. So there is a shield over that way. So as he gets closer in that direction, he's going to be invulnerable. But once he moves over this way, I should be able to hop on him. Okay. We have another teleporter, so we can backtrack if we want. And we're at the shop. Okay, so... I mean, I have a lot of cash. Why don't we go ahead and buy this grenade? It gives me another item to use. So, 100% damage on burning target. We're not probably ever going to be able to use that, but at least I get another item that is going to help us, rather than just have the one item to depend on. Alright, let's go ahead and teleport over here. And now the whip also has an auto target feature, so it's going to be really easy to deal with. Oh, crap. And I rolled into the spikes. I forgot that if you have a lot of travel for the little grenade these guys throw, it will blow up in midair, which makes things more fun. That actually killed me in a previous playthrough. I didn't know. Usually I expected... I'm not going to take this, even though it's tempting. What this would do is freeze enemies, slows down all nearby enemies when the victim thaws out. That's not really that good, to be honest with you, so I'm going to hop down here. Oh, he's got a shield. There we go. We were able to pop him while he was away from the shield. Alright, so we're going to have to find the shield here. And take it out, so that these guys no longer have defenses. Alright, I was getting ready to dodge there in case that jump happened. I mean, I don't really have to attack those guys. There's going to be two of them. Let's see if we're up to the task. Alright, managed that okay. So this switch will open this door. And I'm not really sure what this is about. We continue to have ways we can go over this way. Alright, well, it looks like we're going to have to go that way anyway because I can't get through this door because the switch is on the other side. So, up we go. This is probably a sprawling level. Interesting. So there must be a way I can get through there. And I wonder, it's probably the rub thing. Oh, and here we go, the rampart. So this used to be the second level, now it is the third level. Okay, and that doesn't mean it delays the boss, perhaps, because if it works the way the demo did, the boss was after the ramparts, which is probably more ideal, because tackling the boss, well, you're back. Tackling the boss after the second level is pretty tricky. Alright, so I already have a weapon. So at this point, I could make electric whips better. Or I could unlock items. Actually, no, these wouldn't be counted as unlocks, would they? I'm not actually sure. Do I have the same progression I had before? I don't think I did, because I would have had the blood sword. Yeah, okay. So no, of course I don't, because I didn't start with the potion. I'm actually torn on what to take here, because I don't want to take a weapon, because in my opinion, that would waste it on a run. I could take advantage of it. Inflicts a critical blow when you strike at close range. I may just do an upgrade of already existing things, like our electric whip. I don't know if that would affect this playthrough. I guess there's one way to find out. And then I will invest in the healing potion level 2, because I think that is something we're going to eventually want. That'll give me another charge for the healing potion rather than just the one that I have. Alright, we're going to want to refill our potion and get our health back up. Now, the ramparts are pretty difficult, and I should be able to manage them okay. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put a cut in the video here, and we're going to pick this up in another video. I had intended to make this all one video, but we're getting a little bit long with this one, so I hope you guys have enjoyed. This is Mouse Gunner, signing out.